Is it the right time for you to be buying or selling a home? Don't go it alone. Trust the team at dangemus.com.
I just wanted to say kudos. I thought it. A lot of people are thinking it. You said it.
This is the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Yes, it's time for our segment with our good friend Ron Bondy from the Super Mortgage team. Hey, Ron, how are you?
Fantastic. How about you guys?
Well, fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us today. Now, you are fresh off a little trip.
Yeah, just a little bit, just across the pond. We went to Italy, France, and Spain.
Well, nice. Just you and Christina?
Yeah, just me and Christina. It was her 40th birthday, so
nice.
We took a bucket list trip.
All right. So, of the stops, what was your favorite spot?
My favorite, bar none, was Rome. I definitely would suggest going to Rome, but spending like at least 3 days there.
3 days in Rome.
We spent a day and a half, and it was more like we'd go to the Trevi Fountain and be like, okay, we've seen it. All right, let's go next spot, right?
Oh my goodness.
It was like we were running from spot to spot, but it was definitely beautiful. A lot of culture. I would suggest 3 days, and then second would be Spain.
Oh, nice.
Seeing that church that they've been building for 100 years, and they still have about 10 years left, is just mind blowing.
100 years, and they still have 10 years left.
Yes, yeah, they've been building it for 100 years, and if you've seen that church, you would believe it.
Wow,
it's just crazy. Yeah,
incredible. Well, I'm glad you had a good trip, and welcome back to the real world.
Yeah, perfect. Now it's time to get to work.
So listen, our topic today is interesting. Basically, the pros and cons of paying your property taxes with your mortgage.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people, they don't think about it. Or they don't want to think about it. They just want the lender to, collect the taxes and pay on their behalf. But, I'm here to tell you the pros and cons of it.
All right, let's hear it. Pros and cons.
So pros and cons. So pros, you don't have to think about it.
Yes.
The lender just pays for it. It's off your plate. You don't get quarterly bills of, big amounts. So, easier to budget. Now, that's really the only pro.
Now, wait, before you go any further, Ron, I can tell people that typically the town or the city will just take it out of your bank account regardless. So there's not much pro there, but I guess.
Well, exactly. Well, you have to go to the city and set it up.
Sure.
But yeah, it can react the same way. Now here's the cons when the bank collects your property taxes. So they're collecting more money than what they're paying for your property taxes.
Why?
So you're paying out more money because your property taxes fluctuate. And then B, they never pay property taxes on time.
Seriously?
So you know what happens when you don't pay your property taxes on time?
The town's not very happy. Yeah.
Interest charges. You get interest. And so out of that little bit of extra that they collect, they pay that little bit of interest so that they can pay everybody's taxes at once and not have to worry about paying, John Doe and John Smith and all these other people like at different dates, right? So you're paying for that. Now, another thing that people don't realize is the bank's charging you an administration fee too to do this. And they're just taking it out of your property tax account and nobody knows, nobody's the wiser.
How expensive is that admin fee typically? Like a couple $100?
Well, typically it's not expensive. Yeah, it's $150, but it's
Still.
$150 plus the interest that you're paying because they're not paying your taxes on time.
Oh my goodness.
So, it costs you more to pay it through the bank, and people just don't realize that. And like you alluded to, Dan, you can go to the town and set it up the exact same way.
In about 3 minutes.
That your bank's setting it up. Yeah, in about 3 minutes, maybe, if you're lucky. If you have to wait for somebody in front of you. But yeah, so you have many options with the town, the city, wherever you're at to pay. You can pay quarterly, you could pay monthly, you could pay even weekly. You can pay any way you want, and it just comes right out of your account. And again, you don't have to think about it. Easier to budget than weekly and monthly is easier to budget than quarterly.
It's so kind of the towns and cities to let us give us so many options to pay them. It's so great.
Yeah, exactly. And even
so generous.
Like you can even set it up through your online banking
Yeah.
to come directly out of your account and pay on your behalf, not through the bank, but you're paying, so you know you're paying on time.
Yes.
So there's so many ways and so many benefits to just do it yourself. Why are you paying more for your taxes where everybody's screaming about how high taxes are already
They
for
keep
your
going up
property
and up and up
taxes.
and up and up. I know.
They keep going up and up and up, but you have no problem paying the bank more. So
Isn't that ironic?
So just pay them yourself would be my advice. That's my tip for today.
Now, Ron, before I let you go, a listener has texted in asking, is it possible to buy a house with 0% down?
So technically, yes. So you do need 5% down, but where that 5% can come from, there's called a flex down, which it can come from a line of credit or come from even a Visa. So if you can muster up 5% out of other credit, and obviously you have to qualify using that credit, so that down payment has to go into your qualifying number, so it's going to lower your purchase price. So
Sure.
Technically the answer is yes, but you're borrowing it from somewhere else.
Is that a more expensive way to get a mortgage?
Well, it is.
Obviously, you're
because now
borrowing against the money.
If you're borrowing it from
Sure.
a credit card, you're paying 24% for your down payment,
Sure.
right?
Oh my gosh.
If you're borrowing it from a line, well, you're paying probably 12% on your line of credit for your down payment. So, ultimately what people do is after their first 5 years is they'll refinance their mortgage and re-roll that debt back in. But can you imagine you're paying 24 to 12% on that down payment for 5 years?
Ron, are you actually seeing people pulling 5%, like for example, a $500,000 house, which is, you're lower than the average price point now, $25,000 off their credit card to do a down payment? Are you actually seeing that?
I would say where we see that is more in like the 300, 380 range. So you're really, really low end houses.
Still, you're paying a fortune of interest.
That's where people, you are. Yeah.
God.
And it makes it very hard, very hard when you're paying those interest charges on your down payment. And then on top of that, paying your mortgage. So like your mortgage rates are the same. You pay a little bit more in insurer premium to use this program. But that's really nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. Where it really hurts people is they have to realize that they're paying 24 to 12% on their down payment that they're borrowing.
Wow. Jeez, Louise. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So Ron, listen, if anyone has questions out there, what's the best way to reach out to you for all their mortgage needs, whether they're looking to get a new mortgage or refinance?
They can reach me on my cell phone at 519-791-2961. They can email me at ronbondy@supermortgageteam.ca, or they can get in touch with one of your lovely agents.
Awesome. Ron, as always, thank you so much for all the help, and look forward to chatting with you again in a couple weeks.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
You too. That's Ron Bondy with the Super Mortgage Team. Always great tips there. You can find more information at the information you provided. Or again, reach out to one of us and we can put you in touch with Ron as well. So Ron Bondy with the Super Mortgage Team. And great information as always. So we'll take a break, come back with more right after this on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.